Hey folks, sorry I'm starting late. I had a reading and my hair it looks like shit. Anyway, I had a reading at 7 p.m. So sorry I'm a bit late. So I'm here now to do your 3 card readings. I forgot to put in the comment or the notes. Don't forget to comment to let me know that you'd like a reading and say that you would like a reading. If you just say hi, I'm just going to say hi back. So I hope you're all doing well this evening. I'm sorry again that this is a little bit late, but I had a paying gig and I have catitude. Um, but yeah, it's cold. If you're in the Northeast, you know it's cold and snowy and all that other fun stuff. And I'm kind of roasting because this is the warmest room in my house, but I'd rather be roasting than cold. Anyway, anybody want a reading? How's all your weeks gone? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Yes, Ruth, you may certainly. It's been cold. Yes, someone was just telling me that it's cold in North Carolina and snowing in Florida and all that weird shit. Okay. All right. So who am I doing? Ruth, you're first. And then Rebecca and Jason, if you want a reading, please say so. Please. Okay. So 3 cards for Ruth. My cousin also, aside from Tara, my cousin also lives in North Carolina. I haven't checked in with her lately. Ooh, okay. All right. So, I don't know, have we had a bit of lousy times in the recent past? If not, maybe we're at the tail end of it right now. This is the 5 of Cups. And then we have the 4 of Discs. Finishing off with the Magician. So that's not bad. I think this is kind of a past, present, future. So it seems like period of disappointment. Maybe you're just coming out of it, like something didn't work out, feeling bummed out about it, like really sucks. And maybe right now we don't feel like doing anything or going anywhere or spending any money. Maybe we don't have much money to spend. Maybe it's just like, blah. It's on the plus side, it's stable, but it's incredibly boring. You just had COVID. Does that count? That could count. You might not even really be feeling better yet. But never fear, we have the Magician to the rescue. I think once you get out of this funk, like you were going to feel like better than before and get lots of shit done. If not, like you're going to be super busy. But on the plus side, this particular magician, he has his hands, or they have their hands on all the objects. So even if you are super busy, like you'll have a handle on everything. And I think it'll feel good to be able to do shit again. So yes, magician to the rescue. All right. Okay, who's next? Rebecca. How are you? I keep forgetting, like, yeah, I don't know. People's Facebook's names confuse me because, like, I remember their real names, or sometimes I forget their real names. So, hi, Becca. How's it going? Oh, we got a bunch of cards that popped out for you. So I'm just gonna flip them and see what they say. Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa. All right. So 4 cards came out for you. So I'm going to show you what they are. They are the 10 of Cups, the 2 of Discs, the Queen of Wands, and finally with the Queen of Discs. So I think the last 2 are actual people. I get the sense that the Queen of Wands is like you, and the Queen of Discs is somebody else close in your life. I keep thinking your sister, but I could be wrong. But it might even be you because of the way that it is in sequence. So like family life, love life, everything, like friend life, like everything's really awesome and content. Like things are doing good. Financially, things might be a little shaky or feel a little bit shaky, but on the plus side, like you know what it's like to have, like it seems like no matter what, like you're gonna be all right, even if both of these cards are you. Like whatever dark times you've had, like you've kind of learned from those experiences, and whatever, like if you're going through a little bit of a rough patch right now, an oasis is coming and you'll be able to look back and see like the rest of it was just a learning experience. So I hope this helps. All right. Who's next? Jason. Hello. All right, let me draw through. I'm just going to move my cloth. I don't always use my cloth. I try to, though. Okay. I always put your comment down in the view when I do the reading for you. For those of you that miss it and want to come back after the video is posted. Ooh. Okay. Always need to clarify. Well, I'm going to just read first. Okay. Ouch, dude. Ouch. Okay. So we start out with the 10 of Swords. And in the middle, we have the Ace of Swords. And then we finish out with the Princess of Discs. So I'm not sure if this is like... It always... The 3-card readings always kind of fall a little bit differently for me. And for me, I see this as like in the middle. Like there's the clarity, like the knowledge that, but there's this heartbreak. And so maybe you already know what causes heartbreak, and maybe it has to do with someone in particular, or, you know, whether it was a person, a woman, a girl, or an idea that hasn't come to fruition, or just betrayal. If it is a past, present, future, it means like whatever heartbreak, you know, will come clarity. And then what comes out of that clarity will be a new thing in your life that was maybe even better than the old, or could only come to life because of the heartbreak. I know it doesn't make, I don't know, it doesn't need to make sense to me. Okay, but the clarity, there's like a passion behind the clarity, but also an anger. And maybe like I just was reading with someone that I came up with the idea of like, well, I said that, you know, have you ever rage cleaned or done a rage project? Like maybe whatever betrayal or heartbreak and the anger that you have behind it, anger and clarity, turns into a rage project, which could be something as awesome as like, who the fuck knows, like you build a shed or something. I don't know. I recently read something about a spite cow, so I don't know. I hope that helps. It seemed pretty doesn't make sense to me, but hopefully it makes sense for you. Okay. Becca, I am doing okay. Things are just weird and boring and COVID, but because I'm not in Florida, I can't go outside all the time. All right. That was for me. Okay, but Haley, it's your turn. Okay, those two were for you. Oh, okay. So, not as bad as it looks, Haley. So we have Death and 8 of Swords. And then we have 6 of Cups and 3 of Cups. So Death and 8 of Swords, either there's something that needs to be let go of, that is dying and needs to be let go of, but there's this fear behind letting it go because maybe you don't want to let it go, maybe you don't want to let it die, maybe you're afraid of if you lose it, then you can't get it back, but that doesn't matter. It's already gone. You know, it's already dead, but it's like a fear of moving forward, even though something has ended. But once there's like a nostalgia tied up in it, like, but also if you let it go, there's nostalgia tied up in letting it go, and almost like good times tied up in letting it go. Like you'll be able to move on and, you know, maybe spend time with old friends, and that way you get new friends, or just hang out with friends. I see a lot of like friends after this kind of stressful period of like something ending, but it feeling trapped by it at the same time. So I feel like that's not that helpful, but that's what your three polls are saying today. Okay. Crystal, yes, you may certainly get a reading. And then Courtney after you. Let me shuffle them up. Nice. Ooh, okay. Lots of big things in this reading because it's all major arcana. We start out with the Magician, High Noodle, and the Chariot, and the Sun. So whatever is going on, it's like your efforts are finally paying off, and you're finally feeling like, you know, you've been working really hard at this thing of all these pieces that you know, and it's finally coming together and moving forward. And it's like, holy shit, yay! You know, like lots of just sunny days are ahead. And the fact that all of these are kind of like golden, just tell me it's like you've done all the work for whatever this is. And yeah, it's finally moving forward, and you're finally going to be able to kind of like reap some of the rewards. But it's more than that. It's like the joy. It's more than rewards. It's like actual joy and happiness and satisfaction. Like sunny days are here to come. Okay. Courtney, your turn. We have a special guest here. Hopefully she won't try and climb into the phone, as she is wont to do sometimes. Courtney. You're welcome, Crystal. Okay, just making sure I'm. Okay, so we have the Six of Discs and the Four of Wands, leading to the Hierophant and Judgment, or this is called the Aeon in my deck, but it's Judgment. It feels all very school related. Like, it's just the nature of the cards. Like, we have like finishing something up, but also being given like a gift, like financial resources behind it. Like, I don't know, it makes me feel like a graduation with scholarships and all that, or like getting a promotion at work. But the Hierophant is very like traditional. It does make me think of schools, any kind of traditional structure, schools, churches, conservative communities, can even be regular communities, anybody with like a set of rules. But in a way, like, I don't know, it just feels like this is something, I don't know, it just feels like going to school or starting at a new school. And then I think if you had whatever plans that you had, like, don't stick to them too hard, because I think there's going to be more to come. Like, not just more information or like dead bodies coming up out of the ground, which is what the Judgment card is about. I think it's just more like there are going to be more options that you hadn't considered at all, like available to you, either in school or in life, that maybe you hadn't considered at the start of this. So I don't know, just keep an open mind and be aware of all the possibilities open to you. Okay. Jen, yes, you can certainly get a reading. And Heather, after you, yes, my kitty is, she hasn't gotten any cuddles yet, so she's very insistent that she hang out with me right now. So much for keeping doors closed. Okay. Gosh. No. You're going to sit here, you're going to get bumped. Okay. All right, so we have a lot of like chaos and busyness, but also like the world has opened up to you in a way. Like it's chaotic, but there are infinite possibilities. Like you can do anything with the way things are right now. And perhaps it's time to kind of like, now that you have all these options or there's other things that you can do, let go of those that are kind of holding you back and dragging you down, and just kind of like going with the flow and not worrying about not just the past, but like the baggage of the past, and just kind of moving forward and not being afraid anymore. Like it's yeah, that's about, yeah, that's what I can say. It's pretty clear. Like, you have lots of options. Get rid of the baggage, whether it's people or things, and then just kind of like let yourself go with the flow. There's really nothing to be afraid of anymore. All right, Heather, yes, you may certainly have a reading. And then after Heather is Ashley. So Heather, I didn't lose you. So, okay. Shuffle. Okay. All right. So we start out with the Queen of Wands. Is the cat helping? Not really, but if I try to kick her off, she'll come right back. So the Queen of Wands. And then we have the World with the Princess of Wands. And we finish out with the Nine of Wands. So it almost seems a little bit of like, it seems like going backward a little bit. Like, first we're a queen, and now we're like given the world, but we're only a princess. And then like we're a minor arcana. Like, it's all about your energy. So it seems like maybe a little bit too much will be at, no, it's different. Like, whereas you thought you knew, you don't know. Like, you knew a lot, but the situation has changed. So it's kind of like, it's not like a downgrade, it's different. It's like now there's so much more that you can learn, and just kind of like go with it and move with it. And whatever it is, it's probably, it feels like a difficult time, but not necessarily a bad time. We'll get through it. You'll get through it and get to the other side, and everything will be fine. It's just feels like a very big learning experience. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't even feel like it feels bad. It just is like very different than anything you've probably experienced before. Okay. And Ashley, yes. And thank you all for liking Miss Noodle here. She's my sweet thing. I closed the doors, but one of them doesn't stay shut, and you know, the cat wants to be in a room. The cat will get in a room, you know, with or without opposable thumbs. Okay. Ashley 3. Okay. So if there's a decision that needs to be made, don't make it yet. That's kind of what part of it is, because we start out here with the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords in this deck, it's called Truce. It's not really necessarily implying fighting or that there has been fighting. It's more like, now is not the time to make a decision. It's time to just kind of sit and reflect on, like, kind of keep your cards close, but also just keep your thoughts to yourself. Think about them, like really reflect on what's going on right now and what you want and what you don't want, but don't like necessarily voice it. And the other two cards have to do this. It's like more like, this is the decision. Okay, the two things that you come out with, like on how to get a handle of the situation, a lot of times this implies like a choice of two different things, but it doesn't matter which one you pick. Each is as good as the other. Each will kind of lead to like similar paths. So in that regard, it's like, it's still like a decision, but it doesn't need to be made yet, but either is as good as the other. But the problem with that is that, and it might not even be a problem, like whatever you decide to pick, the other thing, like it will be kind of final, like it will be definite. So even though each choice is as good as the other, it's almost like you really have to think about, well, that's what the reflection period is. You really have to think about what you want, because whatever you end up choosing, even though each option is as good as the other, any option like that you come up with will be as good as the other. It will be very final. So something that you can take time with. All right. Anybody else want any readings now that Noodle has decided she's done with mommy cuddles? Whoa, really? Okay. You're welcome. All right. Does anybody else want a reading? It's like 8 o'clock and I just had like, I don't know, I didn't have a lot of time when I got home from work. And I haven't, well, I ate a bunch of cookies, which probably wasn't healthy. Do have a cup of tea. You know. Well, okay. Oh, one more card. So I don't know if anybody's asked for reading. I'm just going to read this and then I'm going to hop off. So this is the Strength card, or in my deck, it's Lust. And it's like a lot of times it has to do with the thing that like we feel most passionate about, or what makes life worth living, what makes life great, like what really lights a fire under us. And maybe like this time is to think about that, because a lot of times, you know, for us, depending on where you are in the world, or we can't do the things that we really enjoy. We're only able to like hang out at home, which we might love. Hang out at home and go to work, like a lot of us in the US. I know in the Netherlands, they were on lockdown to very recently. I don't know what's going on in other countries. But I think it's just a time to like remember what we really, really enjoy in this, like if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, the dead of winter and the dead of this pandemic, and just remember that there is a life beyond this and that we will get back to it again. Like it's 2022, you know, like maybe it'll be the roaring 20s, but hopefully without the giant depression at the end. So all right, folks, I think I'm going to hop off. I hope I could help you all this evening. I will be back at 7 p.m. next week this time. I have to just make sure I adjust my schedule on Wix. So until next time, you all have a good week. And yeah, stay safe.